Hey guys, it's Joey, and today I'm going to be talking a little bit about the Minolta Sightseer Zoom. I bought this camera off eBay for like 15 bucks. I just wanted a nice little 35mm point and shoot that I could bring on trips with me instead of bringing one of my big SLRs. I thought this one would be nice to have. It's kind of compact. It's really, you know, and there's a little bit of bulk to it, but overall, it's a lot, a lot more sleek compared to my Pentax or one of my Canons. So there you go, you get a little action there. So I noticed there wasn't a ton of videos or stuff out there about this camera, and I posted some of the pictures I took with it on my Instagram, and so I got a couple people asking me questions, so I thought maybe it would be worth talking about this camera a little bit. This is not going to be a super in-depth review of this, since I've only really shot one roll of film. I have a roll in here now, but the first roll I shot probably wasn't super smart move, but I wanted to see how it would come out, and I shot my first roll on that camera. I shot a Cinestill black and white XX, which might have not been the best move, but the results were okay. I mean, I took it basically around town. I shot some things around the house just to, play around with it, get used to the camera, see what I can do with it. A bunch of the shots came out pretty blurry. They were not great, but some of the ones I did get that did come out were pretty great, and I was actually pretty pleased with the results I got from the camera. So I'm going to bring up a couple of them here on the old iPhone, and we'll kind of go through all the ones from the roll I shot of Cinestill. So the first one I'm going to show you guys is one of a street sign. And this was with the flash on. So the thing about this camera is that it has, like, when you turn it on, the flash is auto on. It just turns it on. You don't want to use flash. Remember to turn it off each time. You turn it off and turn it back on, or else you're going to have flash in your image. For this image, I used flash, and I just shot it, tried to focus it up at the street signs. And it came out okay. Like, there's a little bit of a shine, that Cinestill kind of shine off the street lights. It looks pretty cool. Pretty basic image. It's not super grainy. Not that I mind grain, but there's like a nice little glow to it, and the background is matted fairly nicely. I'm pretty pleased with this shot. The next one was just me kind of seeing how far the flash actually went. This is obviously not a super scientific test. I just kept it on and shot down the block, and this is what I got. A couple reflections off the cars, reflections off the lines in the road, and I got some of the street lights in there too. So nothing crazy happening with the shot. A lot of contrast, obviously. Again, it's not a good image, but I like the tones here. So the next one was another one, just walking around, going on a little walk. There was this old bank that they had knocked down, and I was gonna go shoot it. It was at night, and I kept the flash on, just shot through the fence, and this is what I got. Obviously, there's not a lot of focus, not a lot of tweaking of the focus. It's all auto. There, you just hold it down halfway if you want to try to get something else in focus, but you really have better luck just kind of shooting something that's a little bit more open. And it came with, which I replaced, which maybe I shouldn't have in retrospect. It came with a strap, which apparently is the focus distance of the lens. But I replaced this and just put on this little red strap just so I could just have it carry it around my wrist. It's a little bit easier, but you have to be a little bit more conservative when you're trying to focus on things. Okay, the next image I just shot, I believe it was at night. I just shot into a window as, the outside lights were on, and that's pretty much what I got. Pretty basic shot of, a window. Nothing crazy there. Next shot were a couple underexposed shots. I was kind of walking around at dusk, trying to shoot these cars in this lot. One of these was really messed up. Shot it, did not get the right exposure, so it was already too dark for this. So dusk, it's kind of sunset, already too dark for this camera. So I recommend, if you're going to shoot at night, definitely shoot with the flash on, get close-ish to the subject, but obviously there's limited focal range. So, you know, underexposed. This next shot is my favorite of the bunch. I shot it, I think, at the beginning of that walk. This car has always been super pretty. I think made for a good photo. This was the shot that kind of sold me on, you know, using this camera more. And I might just stick to shooting black and white. I'm gonna get this roll that's in there developed. It's a color Kodak 400, you know, your Walgreens film. And I'm gonna see how that looks, but it seems like black and white might be the way to go with this camera. So this shot is the one that, you know, stood out to me. It sold me on the camera. So with this next shot, you get sort of more of that Cinestill effect with there's kind of like a blooming of the light going on. It's really nice. Makes it look like a really kind of old movie image. Just shot it in my backyard over some of the houses just to see how it would come out. And that was the result. It's an okay picture. Next one, I tried to shoot an RC car. This is an example of the limited focal length of the camera. I think I was just standing up shooting it into the table, not zoomed in at all. It looked like it was focused when I, you know, was pressing down the trigger, but obviously it is not. Next were some plants that I have in the corner. There was some daylight coming in from the window. Thought it looked cool. Obviously the plant is out of focus. I think the focus is somewhere on the window. Not great, you know, maybe some cool tones here, but overall, meh. Here's a shot in the backyard, the garage, kind of shooting towards the light a little bit. It's diffused. It was a cloudy day, but I thought I'd, you know, line up the shot and see how it would do in this kind of situation. And the image is okay. It's you know, nothing impressive. You get that blooming effect again. So I thought, you know, that's pretty cool. I think the film being what it is made a lot of these seem a little bit better than they would otherwise. But you know, there's that shot, and there's a shot of me shooting into a pool of water. Mostly in focus. At least my shoes are in focus. So that one is not too bad. Then here is two shots of these flowers that are in the backyard. Again, not great focus. The stuff kind of closer to me was out of focus, and the flowers sort of up top was better focus, which was what I was trying to do. But you know, there's kind of a cool dreamy effect going on here. So I don't hate this image, but you know, it could be better. So I took a couple more. I didn't think they were worth sharing. A lot of them were out of focus because I was just way too close with this thing. So if you do pick up this camera, if you have it, you're not sure to use it, whatever the situation may be, make sure there's plenty of room between you and the subject. I think if you want to take a portrait, probably not the way to go. This is better for landscapes, or you know, I would just, you know, use your arm length as probably a way to tell focus range, but I wouldn't even say that's super reliable. I wouldn't even say that the string that came with it would be super reliable. So I would say if you're going to shoot with this, make sure you have a lot of light, first of all, or the focus is not going to be great, and make sure you have a lot of room between you and your subject. It does give you a little bit of space to zoom, but I wouldn't rely too much on that. It's a 35 to 70 millimeter lens, so you get a pretty nice zoom with it. Has that old-fashioned, you know, sound. Overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I definitely learned from the first roll of Cinestill, which I may never use in this camera again, but I wanted to, you know, give it a shot. That just, you know, just leave room between you and your subject. Don't get too close. Fight the urge. I know you want, you know, a lot of photographers say get closer, get closer, get closer. But this is not the camera to do that with. Well, my camera battery died while I was filming that. Anyway, just to close out, if you like this video, let me know if you have any questions or comments. Leave them down below. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more like this. Might be doing more photography, film videos. We'll see if people are interested. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Later.